If you look closely at this picture, you'll notice something. There are no black specks. There's no bees. This is an actual picture that I took of our buckwheat field, which is known as soba in Japan, just this past summer. And what shocked me is there are no bees um, in Japan that you can find. I mean, finding a bee in a garden is nearly impossible. And what dawned on me is that there is a massive problem going on. Where are the bees? Now, there's a great video that you should watch called The Vanishing of the Bees. And this Vanishing of the Bees talks about what's known as colony collapse disorder, which is being brought on by systemic pesticides, pesticides created by Bayer and other large companies that are basically killing the brood of bees, because as they bring this pesticide back in the pollen, it basically weakens the secondary strain of bees, and they die. The bees have suffered a far more devastating impact than the tsunami has done to the Japanese people. And the thing is, the bees are responsible for up to 70% of all our food. So if there is no bees, then we all suffer. So being an entrepreneur, I decided to make a difference and ultimately launch a campaign that I call Beekeeping Japan. Beekeeping Japan is a grassroots initiative. It's a social venture. The whole idea is to, one, make a difference. One beehive at a time, make a difference. There's a massive event going on called the Undergrowth. This event you're going to think is silly, just as you thought climate change was silly 10 years ago. You're going to think this is ludicrous. The thing is, trust me that it is not. And the sooner that we prepare for it, the sooner we bring about the kind of social ventures like Beekeeping Japan, we're going to have significant problems, because this event, what I call a nexus, can't be stopped. It can only be slowed, and the pain can only be lessened. So what I want to do is help educate my in-laws, my community, that bees are important. And if they see beehives, they see beekeeping individuals like a silly old gaijin like me doing it, they're not going to see it as a threat, and they're going to open up. My father-in-law is a farmer. He hates bees, right? So education is really important, and I will provide talks and lectures at the local elementary schools, community college, on my free time, right, around my schedule, to provide that education and ultimately bring the joy. Bees have been part of human society for thousands of years, okay? Probably maybe even millions of years. We have enjoyed the joy of honey. It's the nectar of the gods. And what I want to do is actually encourage beekeeping by showing that joy. If people see individuals with a passion doing something, they're going to be enticed. If they believe such a thing is scary and dangerous, they are not, right? And finally, let's give the joy of honey to the survivors of the tsunami. If we do have honey, what we can do is trade my honey for actual honey from a bee store, right? They can, I can basically do a bartering system, and they can purify the honey, and I can take their honey, and then we can send the honey that's already been ready, already been packaged, out to the kids of the tsunami survivors. Big visions start with small things. Apple started with one PC. Here he is. Here's Jobs with Wozniak with their acquired parts. Here it says, right here, it says Atari. He was working for Atari. Wozniak was working for HP. Jobs was a coder, and they acquired the parts. These parts weren't available in the market, right? They acquired the parts they needed to come up with their prototype. In the same way, what we're doing is we're developing and launching our first one. I have no idea. I've never been a beekeeper. I'm not a beekeeper. I have no one teaching me. I'm having to learn this without any help, without any support. I'm just doing it because I know that I can. And if I can do it, so can you. So ultimately, what we need to do is start with one. And if it succeeds, we can add another and another and another and another and so on until we can make a difference. And my goals are really simple. I want my bees to be happy. I want to record the experience and learn, right? I want to share the experience and encourage others and recruit others to repeat 1, 2, and 3. That's that simple. That's called grassroots, right? To share my passion and ultimately make a difference. By making a difference, we can bring about the change needed. We need these kind of startups. We need these grassroots startups up there. The bees need our help. We have to give the bees help, right? And the great news is I have 2 aspiring beekeepers. There's Tommy and Mikey and myself. I'm creating a business for them just with a little money, with 1 beehive. And ultimately, what I want to do is bring about a, you know, an important change in my community. And, enjoy the honey. You can reach me here. If you have any questions, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks a lot.